This is Maria Mandarino. Thank you for joining me. I want to speak very briefly about a topic that is going to be at the center of a course that I'm going to have coming out early next year. I'm going to be covering the topic of anxiety. And today I want to just take a piece of that topic through one of the lenses that I use when I work with people, which is East Asian medicine. You know that I'm an acupuncturist, in addition to a few other hats that I wear. Um, but I want to talk about anxiety today, and one of the ways we view anxiety in East Asian medicine, and that has to do with the relationship between the heart and the pericardium. Now, in Western medicine, we think of the heart as being central to everything, and we think of the pericardium merely as tissue. It's fascial tissue, surrounds the heart, and that's pretty much the beginning and the end of what we think of the pericardium in Western medicine. Now, in East Asian medicine, first of all, it's a metaphorical medicine. It's based on stories. So the story between the heart and the pericardium is the story of the feudal system, the ancient feudal system, and it's the relationship between the emperor of the empire, the heart, and the minister who ministers to the emperor and goes out into the empire to speak to the people, and he gathers up all the needs, all the complaints of the people, whatever those complaints are. They can be legitimate, they can be unreasonable. It's the job of the minister to go out, collect all this information, and then discern what is appropriate to put at the top of the list to bring to that emperor, because he is important, he is to be protected. And this is why we have this other role that, we have this other official go out into to the people. So that is the function. The function of the minister in this story is to discern, and that's the function of the pericardium. So in East Asian medicine, this is a precious energy. The ability to know when it's safe to open the heart, to know when it's appropriate to close down and protect the heart. Okay? So when we experience anxiety or anxious feelings, we lose this ability to discern. Everything seems like a threat, and some of those things are maybe completely benign and completely safe, but we've lost our perspective, we've lost our ability to discern, which means the pericardium energy is not functioning well. And so in the case of being anxious or feeling anxiety, we just close down. So mechanically what's happening there, so the pericardium is a fascial sac. It is this fascial tissue around this organ, around the heart. Okay? And what fascia does when we become hypervigilant, we tighten, we clamp up, it's kind of like having a straitjacket around whatever part of the body that tissue is tied to. In this case, pericardium is very specific tissue around the heart. Okay, so we lock down around that organ, which when you're frightened and terrified, that seems like the appropriate thing to do. You lock the doors to the kingdom and you make sure that the emperor is protected. Okay? The key is knowing when it's appropriate to protect that energy and when it's safe, and it's not only appropriate, but it's good and right to open up the heart to good, loving, nourishing experiences, and then not to keep it open, because we won't want to do that either, because the heart should be protected at times. So it's this discernment. The role of the pericardium energy in East Asian medicine is to open and close and open and close with discernment, which is the knowing of when we are safe and when we are unsafe. Okay, so one of the ways, and I talked about this in my last YouTube video, one of the ways that you can start to cultivate that energy is through meditation. The last video that I posted, I talked about grounding and aligning with heaven, and humans being the force between heaven and earth, and the manifestation of those two energies. And I also talked about the heart being able to expand and open. So if you're prone to feeling anxious, I want you to really think about in that meditation as you open the heart, so seeing and feeling that energy moving in the vertical plane, but also feeling it in the horizontal plane out through the heart. I want you to also think about breathing through that fascial tissue around the heart and feeling the opening and the closing and thinking about that in the context of discernment. Okay. Um, I just want to briefly talk about some of the other things that I do. One of the other things that I do, which is the Enneagram work, which is really specific to your personality, the personality that was formed pretty much when you landed on this planet and the first time you looked into your mother's eyes, and her response gave you a signal as to what to expect from your expression. Okay, and our type starts to form right there, and it continues to grow and cultivate as we grow up. It's said to form completely by the time we're about 21. So it doesn't just happen immediately at birth, but that's the first experience of the personality being formed. So there are 9 Enneagram types. 9 types experience anxiety a little bit differently. We all experience anxiety. There's something that makes each and every one of the 9 types anxious in different circumstances. But this is where we can do the deeper work of something like working with anxiety. So I just wanted to share that today. The course is going to get into a lot more stuff around anxiety, around what it is, how to deal with it in natural ways, adjustments that you can make to your lifestyle, and ways that you can shed that locked down feeling of just it's all bad and we've got to shut it all down, or and knowing, not or, but and knowing when it is safe and when that energy is different, and how to cultivate and step into that energy and live in a more full, joyful way. So the course is going to be designed to help you do all of that from various wisdom traditions. Um, Please keep checking back. I will be posting more videos here. I am on Facebook. It's Maria Mandarino, Wisdom, Spirituality, and Health. And it is the same on LinkedIn. And on Instagram, it's Maria Mandarino Wisdom, because the rest of it was too long. And on YouTube, it's Maria Mandarino, Spirituality, Wisdom, and Health. So if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, like the posts, share your comments, and be on the lookout for the course, because that will be coming, again, I hope early next year. I'm working on it now and trying to tailor it to everyone's needs. All right, thank you again. Please reach out if you have any questions. I do offer a half-hour discovery call for the Enneagram. So if you're interested in doing that work, I've been offering my introductory rate for the package. It's a package of 3 meetings. That is $100 off through the end of the year. That will be going up to the full rate in January. So if that's work that you want to get a jump start on, I invite you to do that. Sign up for the discovery call. You can do that through my website, which is mariamandarino.com. All right. Thank you again, and I wish you the best of health and ease in life. Thank you. Bye.